Hi, Zizaran here, and lately and on podcasts and stuff, I've been talking a lot about defense and how defense is in a bad state right now. So I wanted to maybe give some examples and talk about why exactly I feel that way. So first off, let's just try a red tier 12 map. Now this is actually just a level 95 SSF character. It's a pretty old character and it actually has glancing blows. So this isn't actually like super pure block or anything. So this is just like a mild demonstration. So obviously this is like evasion, dodge, and just showcasing Trickster's defenses. First, let's try just standing still in some fucking monsters and see how long that takes to kill us. Right, so here let's try like standing and just letting things hit us. And you see like quite a lot isn't hitting us. And that's while standing still, right? You should obviously never stand still. But let's try just like running around. And especially with potions up, you can see that even if I'm running inside monsters, they are, they're not really doing much. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with not instantly killing monsters. I obviously don't want to stand still. If I was a pure block character with a lot of evasion, like this character doesn't actually have a lot of defense. It's more showcasing how strong even like a bad block build can be. Like even just glancing blows. And a lot of people have been like, ooh, glancing blows is bad. And glancing blows is still really, really good as long as you have recover energy shield on block. Like on a lot of other characters right now with how scary things are, this just isn't super nice. I don't have like acrobatics or face acrobatics on this build. So dodge builds as well, like full dodge builds with block, then they're like, you're literally standing inside monsters. Now let's go look at another really, really tanky build, but it's different kind of tank, and this is extremely tanky against bosses. So to like sort of surmise, we have 8,000 raw HP, 8,067. We're obviously resist cap. We had 70% attack block, 56 spell block. We had fairly low evasion without a Jade Flask up. We have 8,000. So we don't have a lot of evasion, and we don't have like a shit ton of dodge without elusive being up. And I also have one endurance charge on this character, and obviously Trickster gets a large amount of defense because of Coast Shroud. And that also gives you some damage reduction. So now let's take a look at another character. This is my Totem Hierophant that recently died, and we're going to do the same, just a white tier 12 map, which is actually, I died on a tier 12 map on this character. And this character as well, similar to the other character I showed, this is 8,300 or 8,200 raw HP. Only level 87 as well, so by 95 it would have had a lot more defense. It also has guard seals proccing very often. We have things like Sigil of Power. The other character can use Frost Shield, so they're like around similar. I have Fortify on this character, which I didn't on the other. We have no dodge or evasion or block. We have like 24% block, which is very, very little. We have very little armor. Armor is surprisingly strong right now. But we do have 4 endurance charges, and we have an insane amount of mana regen with agnostic. So we have an insane amount of life regen. I think like, I'm bad at math, but somewhere like 2 to 4k somewhere. So quite a lot of life regen. See, I need to keep my totems up somewhere. So first, let's just try standing in some monsters on this. So you can see that like things like this, I am out regening completely. So I'm out regening stuff like this completely. A lot of these things aren't hitting me. So here you can see that it's like out regening completely, but everything is hitting me. So this character ends up being like quite a lot squishier because we don't have any like dodge or block or anything like that. So what ends up killing this character is stuff like that. When you see things being bursted down, where on the dodge or block character, you then just wouldn't really see the damage even coming, right? Like you are not getting hit by everything, and on this character you are. Pretty much everything is going to hit me on this character. I'm gonna open a new map that doesn't have the Baran monsters in them, but like it's a very, very big difference when playing them. And I gotta remember the Trickster I showed up as well. That was just like glancing blows. I've not done one myself, but if you do a character like that that has pure block and also use phase acro and get a little bit more dodge, it's like pretty much immortal to like normal monsters. And most of the glancing blow characters I play are just incredibly tough. Block is just so strong. And then you have things like Summon Raiding Spirits Necromancer that just gets like a large amount of life gained on block back from things. So that's the biggest problem with this, is that everything hits it. So even though I have like really, really nice regen, you can see that it's very easy to get bursted down here. And honestly, on characters like this, you do need to play differently. You do need to hang back more and stuff. You can't just rush into monsters as much. So at least for me, that is a bit of a playstyle change. And if anyone's worried about the curses, they aren't like, they're just buffing my damage. They're not changing anything. Here is another example. And you know what? It doesn't even matter with a weakness right now. I don't actually think this character cares a lot about not having resistances. Because this is like just a pure dodge character. And this is really, really good for mapping. And part of the offense as well, you'll see a big difference here. You'll see a big difference between the kind of offense that the Totem character has. Because this can just go run. This can just go run and nothing is really going to touch it. And that is part of the problem in Path of Exile right now, is that you're very incentivized for this kind of defense and this kind of character for mapping. Like, there's pretty much nothing that's going to kill this character while mapping. I think this ended up dying. Can't exactly remember what killed this. Was this killed by Cyrus? I can't exactly remember. That's not super important, I guess. It's an old character. But as you can see, just running through, like, I don't think this character has taken damage in the map once. And the thing is, like, these monsters, they don't really do a large amount of damage, right? And you can do things like Kintsugi, you have Wind Dancer, and getting hit by like 1 or 2 or 3 of these monsters isn't going to be a problem for any character. But it's that very big difference of like the Totem character where, where that Totem character is getting hit by everything. And then it really does matter a lot. And obviously it needs a difference in playstyle. So that's definitely one of the things I'm less happy about right now. And what I tried to like convey on the podcast as well, which they seem to listen to. They said that they hadn't really thought enough about defense for 3.16, but that was going to change and that they were going to talk a lot more about defense because they agreed that, yeah, it is really important. And then here, let's look at another character. This is 11,000 armor, and this has pretty much max block. So once I've blocked one thing, I get an additional 8% block, putting us at 64. I'm very bad at math. And then I have Tempest Shield as well on castle damage taken. That'll put us up to 67. So I have 67% block at the moment. This character does not have a life on block shield, to which point it would be fairly immortal to like normal monsters. It has Slayer Overleech, so it'll be basically constantly leeching. It very, very easily gets fortified just by shield charging into things. And again, very, very safe character, because look at how it's clearing, right? You're shield charging into monsters and just the shield charge is clearing things. But let's try standing still in things, right? Obviously, once my leech drops off, I'll start taking some more damage, but you can see that the block is doing a large amount of work, and so is the armor actually. Armor used to be not a dead stat, but a pretty bad stat that a lot of people just didn't rate. Now we have things like Transcendence. We have Molten Shell has made it a lot stronger, to be honest. So it's a lot better now. And I don't know, honestly, armor is now, with the way that we only have dodge or block, armor is pretty much like, if you can't get those, please try to get some armor, because it does, I don't know. I honestly, even at the start of this patch, didn't rate armor enough. And then when I have my flask up, you can see that I'm pretty cozy and I'm not recovering any life on block or anything. I don't have like regen. Right now I'm not leeching because I'm not attacking. You know, normally I wouldn't be standing in monsters like that. But you can see that this is an incredibly tanky character. Part of why Gladiator is so popular. And even this character, like this character got taken down by bad gameplay, like bad skill compared with bad luck at the same time, right? So if I was lucky, I could have clutched it and avoided dying. But I didn't block anything combined with bad positioning. But as you can see, right, it's very easy to get confident, cocky with this character because it is so tanky. And you can see with the playstyle, right, you do benefit by just shield charging into monsters, and that's how you clear. Like I said, nearly 11k armor, 77, 75, 76 resistances, and then decent chaos res and very high block. No like avoidance on top of that. And then we have flasks, obviously. I do also get endurance charges quite a lot by having endurance charge on melee stun here. So it was pretty nice, pretty good character. And I just wanted to like demonstrate a little bit about some different defenses and why the current state of defense is the way it is with I feel very, very pigeonholed into evasion or dodge and then also block. And honestly, like armor is gonna have to be a band-aid a little bit for that. Lastly, characters like my Hierophant Templar was sort of a lot easier to get because we would get a large amount of mapping defense against monsters. Because if you have a Granite Flask or even just a Roomies, right, for the 3000 armor, especially if you're able to fit in something like percentage armor, percentage evasion, so you have a Granite, a Jane, and a Quartz, that 3k armor, 3k evasion, and 10% dodge is a very big defense against those white monsters that are so scary because the character is already very tanky against like occasional big hits from a boss or just most things the boss is going to do. But yeah, I'd say that the worst state right now is large amount of hits from maps. So hopefully this video gives some good examples and showcases some different defenses, and hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks so much for watching. Sub if you like it, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.